Here comes a new challenger!
Hello there everyone, and welcome to a brand new video. Last time we talked about the buffed characters in Ultimate patch, I believe 11.0. Yeah, 11.0. Now we're going to be talking about the nerfed characters, because there were a good number of characters, a handful of characters that did get nerfed. Of course, let's just get over the quickest one out of the way, being Diddy Kong. So Diddy Kong, essentially, they did the same nerf before, where essentially Diddy Kong had an infinite, right? The pyramid scheme. And then they nerfed it by making it so you can't get banana as soon as possible, right after, like within that combos basically. Diddy's then figured out another infinite, and it essentially takes away that infinite, right? It was essentially an infinite that works at the edge of a platform instead of it being anywhere on the platform, but it was still not hard to pull off considering. So yeah, I mean, it just I guess they just didn't give Diddy Kongs enough time to practice that combo, because now that combo's dead. So there you go. That's really all they did for that. And you know what? Let's just jump right into the other few characters. No in particular order, except the last one I'll be talking about is the one I feel that got nerfed the hardest, and we're gonna explain why. All right, so let's get started. All right, so let's start off with Zerus. Zerus only got 2 moves nerfed, being the landing lag of Nair. All right, so that's nice, and a B. It says here it's slower, which means, well, it's a worse out of shield option, right? Or no, yeah, decreased attack speed. I don't really know what that means, but I'm guessing that means it's worse, right? Like it comes out slower, the hitbox maybe. All right, Smash pages never really been too clear, but essentially just means that up B is a worse move out of shield, and Nair is unsafe, or not unsafe, but like it's not as safe as it was in the previous patch, right? So that's nice, that's fine, that's great and dandy, like cotton candy. I don't know if this kills things like Nair into down B. I don't know if it kills stuff like that. I'm not a Zerus main, so I wouldn't be able to get the timing down. However, it's still nerf and one worth talking about, so I just wanted to mention that. So yeah, Zerus got nerfed, but overall I don't think, I mean, from first off impressions, I don't think it affects her too bad, but we'll see as time goes on. Who knows, maybe Mars will finally actually be able to say that Zerus is mid-tier. I highly doubt he'll say that, like as him being serious, because obviously he says it like as a joke. But I do wonder if this hinders Zerus. Like I always considered her a top tier. Maybe she's a high tier now, but I highly doubt that, right? Because I think it only really affects Mars as a player, because I see Mars doing a lot of up Bs out of shield and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't really think this affects Zerus at all, personally speaking. But like I said, I'm not a Zerus main, so I wouldn't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But like from first-hand impression, I don't think it affects Zerus right now. However, let's talk about the next character, who is right here, being Min Min. So for Min Min, they only did a few things here. So first of all, her air dodge, I believe, has 1 frame less of intelligibility by the end of it. So basically, you'll get caught. All right, that's nice, whatever. And then the last 2 things is F smash. You can't charge it as long as you could. So before, you can pretty much hold on to it, and when you saw your opponent about to reach ledge, you could always just go like, okay, no, here you go, a win button, you know what I mean? You just hold it, but now you have to let go, so you have to be a bit more mindful with your timing. But still, that is a nerf, and it is universal to all the arms, obviously. Next is the laser. Laser doesn't send out as far as it used to. So it's essentially, I've been told by friends and other stuff who played against Min Min and tested this sort of stuff out, that they lived at 80 off stage, probably without Dragon Arm, right, from the grab, right, where you get the bigger laser. but it doesn't seem like it's as strong as it used to be. So I don't know if, like, say for instance you get ram into Dragon Arm F Smash Laser, which would kill like 40 to 60, right, if it caught someone. You know, that was pretty ridiculous. I don't know if that works anymore, but hey, you know what, like, I don't know if it kills anymore. It still works, just does it kill is the question. But we'll see, you know, we'll find out maybe sooner or later as time goes on. I don't know, I don't really think, again, this affects her too much from first off impressions, and I actually main the character. Like, in my personal opinion, I don't think it affects her too much. You know, it's just a few nerfs, but I still think she's going to be a threat overall. You know, I just think, you know, obviously the laser nerf was probably the biggest thing about it, but ultimately I don't think it will hinder her too much. You know, I don't think she's like, she dropped down to like from top tier to high tier instantly, but it's still nerf and worth mentioning. All right, so for Joker and Palu, they also were nerfed. Let's start with Joker. Joker really just got nerfs on 2 moves specifically. Aha, which is now laggier. It's still a pretty good move, but the lag after the move comes out is, I kind of felt it. It felt more noticeable. So there you go. I mean, I know people could have comboed off of it. I don't know if they can anymore, but you know, I think it was pretty good for controlling a certain space that you wanted to control. Overall, I don't think it hurts too much. It's just that now if you miss, you're definitely going to get punished for using it, right? If you miss and it doesn't hit their shield, for instance. However, the other nerf was to counter. So if we get our Sen here, I'm going to hold shield. That's pretty big. All things considered, that's pretty big. I mean, essentially, this just affects people who would spam counter countlessly. Now they'll just get punished for using counter as often as they do. You know, or if, say you get hard red and you're playing against a Joker, like you're playing against a Joker and you read they're going to counter and they do it, now you're going to get an even better punish from it. So yeah, they kind of, I would say they kind of gutted our Sen counter, essentially. It's still really good. The hitboxes haven't changed or anything. I just mean, like, it's not as, like, you can't spam it as much as you're used to. So there you go, but it's still a pretty good counter, all things considered. Top 2 counter in the game. I think it's debatable whether or not Sephiroth has the better counter, but overall, pretty good. Well, pretty good, I mean, in the sense that it's still a good counter. I don't know, it's not like super gutted. It just means that you got to be more careful on how you use it, right? You got to be more vigilant, as they say, or whatever the word I'm looking for is. However, next we have Palutena, and Palutena got a few nerfs, being more lag on dash attack. So you see I'm holding shield. There you go. All right, her grab range was nerfed. So you know, it may not, this right here, this would grab her standing grab, this would grab, right? So be mindful of that. All right, it would grab from at least around there. All right, at least from around here. All right, maybe even a bit closer, you could argue, but now look at that. Like, it would grab normally from there, but now it doesn't. I gotta get a bit closer for it to finally grab me. So yeah, they definitely nerfed the hitbox of the grab. That is pretty big in my opinion. I think it's what made it was one of the tools that Palu had that was really good, and now that they nerfed it, you know, I mean, she's obviously still top tier, but could you argue she's the best in the game? Maybe can, maybe can't, but we'll see. Next was Fair. Fair is now a bit unsafe in terms of from what I was told, it essentially, like, the hit Palutena's hurt box was made easier to hit, and I think it has more lag. I don't quite recall how they nerfed it, like specifically in terms of like data or hitboxes or hurt boxes, but I do know it's not as safe as it was before. But I mean, even still, if you were throwing out a move to be safe, right, like a safe aerial to spam, right, you were obviously using back air anyways, because back air had invincibility. I mean, fair was just as good too, because it was good for comboing, whereas bear is, I mean, bear can combo at early percents, but not late percents, right? Whereas fair can combo to itself at late percents. So, you know, they overall, again, I don't think this hurts Palutena too much. I just think it just makes it more like you kind of feel the ever-growing pain that Pichu is probably the best character in the game at this point. I mean, for me, I will still say objectively Pikachu's the best, but if we're talking about like average player skill and who people can pick up and all that, you could argue it's Palutena, right? Like in terms of point of entry, Palutena is really easy to get into as long as you have good fundamentals. One of my friends argued Peach, but my opinion on Peach being the best in that sense is that yes, you can practice Peach combos and be consistent with it, but that doesn't mean like anyone could just play Peach, you know what I mean? Whereas like anyone could just play Palu. At least that's my opinion on Palu. Right, I believe I made an analysis on here, but if I didn't, I will soon. So regardless, yeah, those are my thoughts, but of course, we still have one more character to go through, and this one character I feel got gutted the most. Out of all characters, I feel so terrible for this one character. Can you guess who it is? That's right, it's Wario. Why did this character get gutted? So, there's only two nerfs, right? Two nerfs. But let's talk about those two nerfs. So, the two nerfs were that Waft, half charge, I believe, is now 3 frames slower. That's not half, that's second charge, right? That's stage. That was stage 2, I believe. I kind of forget which one. Yeah. Regardless, stage 3, which is half charge, and full Waft, which is full charge, they are now 3 frames slower. But that wouldn't be so bad, I guess, as long as the up tilt's still good, right? This move, I mean, it still hits, right? So if we go to the CPU, tell the CPU to jump, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Oh man. Look at that. Look at that. That barely got it. Obviously, you know, it's just the CPU and I'm trying to time it to the CPU, but you can see what I mean. Oh man. That means you can't even get like late hit up tilt into Waft anymore. It's just unviable, right? I mean, will this hurt Wario? Potentially, yeah, because Wario essentially had a comeback factor, right? He got Waft, he can combo into it, and you lose your stock. But now, he lost the comeback factor. He lost that part of him that was so strong. It's gone. It was depleted. Up tilt's now up tilt's not worse because, you know, before the late hit, if Wario threw it out, you couldn't really punish him because if you got caught by the late hit, well then Waft and you die. But now you can more effectively punish him for doing this, right? Whereas with other characters, yeah, they got hit, but they didn't get like hit to absurd degrees. I feel that these two nerfs really hurt the character. I personally feel that why play Wario when you could play Mario? They function the same way, but Mario is just better overall. You know, better at a shield option, better combos, right? Wario had Waft, he had the comeback mechanic, better combos. Mario has projectile, all this sort of stuff. Like, there's no denying it at this point. Mario's just a better character between the two, right? Because like they had similar aspects to them, but what Wario had over Mario was a comeback mechanic, a comeback factor. Even with half charge Waft, it was still deadly. And now, what they do to this man, it's insane. You know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness. To think this is how they nerfed him? I can't believe it. You know? He's kind of, that's what he's feeling. He's feeling pain and misery. I can't believe they actually nerfed Wario. That's crazy. I didn't think Wario deserved it. I think Wario was fine as he was. But, like, now I wonder if there's a reason to play Wario other than he's just your favorite character to play. You know, you like his playstyle, or you just like Wario as a character, right? Which is always fine. Right? If you like Wario, then that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, competitively wise, what reason do you really have to pick Wario for? Like, they really gutted this character. But hey, that's just my opinion, my thoughts and opinions, of course. You know, this is just day one, essentially, of post-patch. You know, as for Pyramithra, I'll probably give my thoughts on them Sunday or Monday. And of course, for those wondering, I will be doing a Fighter Pass 2 predictions video post Pyra and Mithra. With that all being said, I hope you guys take care of yourselves, be safe out there, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.
Coming through, partner, we can do this right. You're the fire, I'm the wind tonight. Burning dread, ha.